So, in talking about new beginnings, I was thinking about it, and obviously, I'm in the middle of it a lot, but have been really a huge um, fan of new beginnings my entire life. And oftentimes, uh, when things are changing, because a new beginning, what it really is a change. Is things are not the same in our life any longer, and so we begin being without whatever was there before. And it can be, anything, just a job, a graduation, a baby, anything. It doesn't have to be always be negative, but oftentimes when we think of something starting new, it is because we're letting go of something else, or things somebody has left, or the dynamic has changed, our job has changed, um, how we are being in the world has changed. And in the middle of this dynamic that's happening right now, um, things are definitely changing in how we're moving forward with our behavior, whatever, etc. So we know it. Um, I'm actually going to mute because the coughing won't be good when I play this back. So anyway, um, so in thinking about a new beginning, many times we're resisting something that is, so a change has happened, um, a good a birthing process, out of school into a job or a new life, or you know, like I said, a baby comes, or perhaps um, a world event happens, or uh, any anything. We open a business, we leave something we feel is secure, a relationship ends, children move away from home. Like all of these things create something that is not normal to us. And normalcy, honestly, is just a story. Um, it's just we've been doing something the same way for long enough that we're comfortable. We feel comfortable with the people around us. We feel comfortable with the environment. We feel comfortable with the routine, because human beings are very rhythm and routine driven. We like to know what's happening. We like the tune. We like to, bowl on Monday, softball on Wednesday. We like it, and we keep recreating it. But when something really shifts that for us, it's an opportunity for growth. And now we naturally, um, in our human state, we resist the change. Um, we push back on it. We grieve over it sometimes. If it's a good change, we might drop everything behind us and run forward. But most of the time, we're feeling put out about it, maybe, and a little negative. But things are changing in our lives from the moment that we get here. We are changing. We're not the same as we were a year ago at all. But we think we should be. And we build stories around that. And we're not, if you have children, or say you have a puppy and then it gets older, it's certainly not the same as it was when you first got it, or when the child came into your life. And you look at the child and you don't even really notice the changes, but somebody comes in, a relative that lives far away, and they're like, oh my gosh, where did you get this grown-up child? So things are changing in our life continuously. And we can either flow with the change and allow ourselves to be changed with it, or we can insist that everything stay the same. And the problem with that is the world, life, life energy, us, other people are not staying the same. We're deluding ourselves to think that everything is. We're not staying the same. Nothing's staying the same. It's every time life touches us, and we're different. I woke up this morning different than yesterday, and I felt different, and I didn't resist being different. Um, we if we embrace change as you know, it's actually an enormous blessing. The sun rises, we come up in our day and it's fresh and new. And yesterday is gone. The effects of yesterday we might still feel, but it is over. If yesterday was 10 years long or yesterday was, a few moments long, it's over and we're in today. And tomorrow is going to be different. And how I am looking at life is going to be different based on today's experiences. If I am awakened enough to see that and accept it and embrace it. And we're living, breathing, energetic beings. So we're responding to everything that's happening in us and all around us. If we begin to tune in more to what is in us, we become connected with our authentic being, and we become alive to what is happening within us. The changes become very irrelevant to our core being. We don't change. We don't change, but things change all around us. So when we get, this is another reason why we want to go in and experience that love and experience that wonderful connection with universal love and divine love. We want to be. We go in to connect. We become less focused on the minutia in our life and more expanded in our vision. And we begin to see how we are being and how we can be different and more evolved. And these events that are happening can actually elevate us into a better way, or into another new beginning, or into the answer that we need, or things are happening all around us as we're evolving. I mean, quite a few of the changes in my life occurred because I allowed myself to evolve and grow as an individual, and I allowed my authentic eternal being to dominate my life. And that ended relationships and ended other things, but I knew that would happen. Change comes with change, but if I resist it, I slow down, and it's kind of like we get drag, and we slow down, and our boat is like got anchors under it, and we're just dragging through. Where when we realize, okay, change happens, is there another way I can look at this that will be beneficial to me? How can I see this that I can learn from it to become more loving, more connected with myself, more connected with the divine? And how can I move into this new change saying, this is the best thing that ever happened to me in this month or year, or however you want to look at it. I'm not a huge timekeeper in life. I have to make a point of remembering how old I am, because I don't care. I'm alive, and life is really good. Life is really good. And when we begin resisting the things that are happening, we begin to feel like life isn't good. And we begin to slow down and slow down energetically. And we really want to be, I see what's happening. How can I see it? How should I be looking at it? How can I grow from this? How can I, um, how can I see this differently? Because we all look at life through the perspective of our lives. And when we spend time going in and we spend time connecting and we spend time in love, then we start to see our lives like we're watching a play. We're separate, we're neutral, and we can observe what's happening and then make different choices. We can almost see where we're going and how we can affect that outcome. A new beginning, uh, every day is a new beginning. And if you break it down, I was driving home today and feeling like, actually, you know, it's hour by hour and even moment by moment is a new beginning, because I stop and I think about, what am I thinking and what am I feeling, um, and I like it or I don't like it, and then I make a change in a moment, and now I have a new beginning. I've made a change on how I'm going to be observing life or thinking about it. And now I have created a change. It's just not a monumental change, but it is a change. So, we're evolving in every moment into a higher being if we allow ourselves. And we choose um, the higher attributes and the loving way and the wise way, or we choose to react and do what we think might feel good in the moment, but it doesn't feel good later. Right? So it's all about change, is all, and new beginnings is all about surrendering to what's happening. It's not that important. We want to feel like we can control everything and keep it the same, but we can't at all. The world, every time you take a breath, you're changing the oxygen in your body. If you didn't take a breath, you would certainly feel the difference. Like we don't have control over everything like we think we do, but we have control over ourselves and how we perceive life and what is happening uh, to us and all around us. And we can change, we can accept it, and we can get excited about things changing, like what's around the next bend. If I just keep going, I'm going to see that really exciting thing that's around the next bend. We'll come around the next bend and we're going to see something great, right? Or we can take an attitude of, I'm going to, whatever's around the next bend is going to be poop, because everything in my life is going to poop. And and I promise you, you'll drag yourself around the next bend and you're going to see a pile of poop, because that's the lens you're looking through. So being fluid, we're beings of light, energy, tone, and vibration. We're incredibly adaptable. What we don't understand is that we spend a lot of time developing our thinking mind um, with what is going on all around us. And we're not oftentimes taught that we can develop and control the attributes of our mind, so that we are not sitting down to observe what's happening in our life and being accosted by all this conversation. The ego in man, in a human being, does not love change because it's unknown. The mind has cataloged everything. That's beautiful. That's what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to catalog everything. And when something, that upsets the apple cart, the ego mind wants to have everything returned to the way it was. And the heart, the mind of the heart, wants to press forward to what's around the next bend that's exciting. And so in the middle, in the gap, in the middle, it's like it's a boat and we're in it. On the one side, the thinking mind is saying, whatever's over there is going to be scary and terrible, and you're not going to like it. And you should stick with what you know and keep that. And then the heart of the human says, life is down there and life is good right now. And, if we adapt our playful, life is good right now attitude, the boat will just start floating with the river of life and bring us into safe harbor and beautiful, the beautiful next adventure of the next moment, or the next day, or the next relationship, or the next job, or the next, I don't know, whatever it is that you're looking for, partner, whatever it is. Life gives to us what we are looking for. And we can stand in the middle of the storm completely safe if we direct our attention to our consciousness to who we are inside, and develop who we are being. So I'm going to unmute. I'm unmuting, but you're not. So what are your thoughts about that? If you want to share, and if not, don't. That's totally fine too. Silence is golden. So I like new beginnings.
You're good at it. I was thinking as you were talking that it's easy to believe what you're telling us, for me, because you do what you preach and you're good at it. And I commend you for that.
That's what I believe. I can't be
Yes.
less than what I believe.
And sometimes, like me, like I need reminders. Sometimes my mind will go to a place where I don't want it to go to. And I just need that little person in my head, like your voice, saying, this is what you need to believe. So
it's just, I mean, I struggle. Oh my God. Like yesterday, I'm moving, this is the fifth time I've moved or something, in a couple of months. It's challenging. And it was challenging for me all day because the environment's changing again, right? But I stepped back from what I was feeling because you can tell the difference. The more time that you spend, you can tell the difference between a thinking mind thought and a heart thought. And a thinking mind thought is heavy. And it's kind of like you step on the edge of the slippy slide and woo, there you go. And you're down there in the poop. You're down there in the dark and like, oh my gosh, is this ever going to stop? Am I going to, what? And so I recognize what that feels like now, because the thoughts come. I heard a teaching once that said, birds fly over. Don't let them build a nest. Like the thoughts come, but then I just
Mhm.
stop it and I turn back to this is who I am.
Mhm.
And I look back at my life and I say, I have always been taken care of. I've been taken care of through this entire transition. You know, I am a beautiful created being, no different than any other beautiful created being, no different than any of you. You know, I am held close uh, to universal love, same as everyone else. Nothing's going to happen to me. And I start looking forward. You know, what is it that you really love and want? And I have a picture of it. And so I go sit in front of the picture I have drawn about the next steps in my life that I am building and creating and desiring because I create my life. And I sit in front of it and I'm filled with joy. I'm filled with peace. Um, so it's not like I don't go through the same steps everybody else goes through, but I've created a plan. I recognize what that feels like, and I'm doing, uh, I'm going to generate energy in the direction I'm going, not where I've been. I already know where I've been. You know, I'm setting sail forward and cutting the anchors that drag along and slow down the boat. And sometimes there's a gap. You know, something changes and then there's something new and there's a gap in between. And the gap in between is where we become solid and we make our choices to walk the walk of our spiritual life. You know, and you know, we quit talking about it and we're just doing it because it belongs to us. You know, um, I don't say a whole lot about myself to people, you know, one or two people I talk about myself, but because um, I know what's happening and I know what's going on, and I'm generating life energy moving forward. I don't need input, and I know what I believe, and I'm walking it out, and I don't have to tell somebody I'm walking it out. It's just like I don't have to tell somebody, oh, I got up and brushed my teeth today. Just because you're supposed to, you're supposed to. It's part of your routine. So as we acquire depth in our spiritual practice and our personal growth, we quit talking about it and we're just doing it. We're just doing it. And then other people um, see that and it motivates them to do it, to reach,
Mhm.
to understand there's more, so much more love than we can even imagine
Mhm.
for us, so that we have ease in life. You know, we're supposed to have ease in life in our what we're doing and how we're being, um, how we're observing things. You know, we don't have ease because we're observing it through a lens of dis-ease and unrest and a personal feeling about it that's negative. But really, most everything is neutral in nature, and we
Mhm.
attach meaning to it.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, um, so better to embrace embrace change than fight it, because then it's just going to create friction, and friction creates an owie. It's like a blister in your shoe or a stone in your shoe or something.
Mhm.
So if no one has any questions, we'll go into meditation. Going to spend some time, we're going to go in through love like we always do, and well, while we're in there, we'll talk a little bit about change, or I'll just, you know, if, sometimes we just need to let go of stuff, or we just need to surrender gripping and fighting,
Mhm.
and more just accept Things are what they are. I can't change them. So how can I see them differently? How can I walk in this current moment with grace and understanding? And what might be the wisdom I can get um, are the questions, because that's what we need, right? That's what we need is the wisdom,
Mm-hmm.
grace. We're definitely strong enough. We were created that way. Um, Nobody dies from feeling bad. They die from the effects of running away from feeling bad. So I'm going to mute you. Get comfortable. Get comfortable. And find your breath. Find the comfortable breathing. The inhale and exhale, that's just a little deeper than you would normally inhale and exhale. Feel the breath flowing into your body and out. Image it flowing in and image it leaving. Breathing in and out. Taking a breath in, let it permeate your being. Let it fill your body. Let it gather up the day and carry it out. And now soften into your breath. With each inhale and exhale, allow your body to relax and sink into your seat. Allow yourself to soften away from your body. Drift away from the awareness of it. Breathing in and breathing out. And place your attention in your heart space and image the air flowing in and out into the space around you. Breath flowing in, filling up your chest and out into the space around you. Now connect with the emotion of love. Feel it in your heart. Love flowing in with your breath and out into the space around you. love flowing in, filling you, surrounding you. Let yourself drift and float in a sea of love. Fully supported, all that you need. This love is in you and all around you. Connect with it. Notice it. And soften into it. All that you need is here for you. You are so completely loved. Floating in a sea of love. Feel the love in you and feel it all around you. This perfect love is wholeness and wellness, healing, joy, love for life, compassion, abundance, freedom. All this is yours. It is who you are. Breathing and floating in a sea of love. Open to it. All that you need is here. The question answers to every question. The desires of your heart, they came from here. Nothing but love. Anything you want to let go of, release it into the space all around you. If you want vision, understanding, just reach for it. Feel your question and let it go. We have to let things go to get something back. If our hands are full, we cannot receive something new. Love is in us and all around us. Creation is ours. Open to it. Soften, relax, make room, make room for something new. If there's no place at the table of our heart, there's no room for something new. Surrender into all possibility. Feel the love all around you. Now, connect with the emotion of gratitude. Feel gratitude. Feel gratitude in your heart. Feel gratitude for your beautiful life. Gratitude that you are so wonderful and so complete. Gratitude for the life flowing through you. Gratitude for wholeness and wellness. Gratitude that you are the I am in your life. Gratitude for the love that is in us and flowing through us. Open to it. Grateful that we can learn and choose and be different. All the power lies within us. Our life is created from within. It's a beautiful gift. Now take a deep breath. Exhale it out. Another deep breath in. Exhaling out. Reconnect with your body. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Come back